Hi everybody, this is Jerry Dean from Missing Persons of America. I often have gone to the location where a missing person was last seen, and I decided to do that with the Heidi Broussard case and her missing daughter, Margot. I saw some very interesting things at the location, and I want to share them with you. And I also noticed a small little park across the street from the apartment complex that I also put on the video that I'm going to show you. I haven't heard anybody mention anything about this park before, but I think you'll find it pretty interesting. So let's get started. See you in a sec. So I wanted to start the very beginning of this and tell you that we were in the car when we were doing this video, and there was no place to pull over because the traffic, there's no parking, the traffic is going whizzing by back and forth, not even across the street. Across the street was another apartment complex. So there's no place we could pull over until we went over to the park, and you'll see that in the video. So bear with us. I'm used to having the camera up on a tripod and then shooting that way, and this is one of the rare times that I've actually taken it on the road with me, so there's a lot of bumping and everything, but you'll be able to see what's going on. And if you have any questions, I want to go through the video with you and tell you what we saw and everything, and then afterwards, if you have any questions, just put them down below and I will answer them for you. All right, let's get started. All right, this first shot here is of the H-E-B parking lot. The H-E-B parking lot is located at the east of the apartment complex. The front of the apartment complex faces south. Right now we're heading back to the Williams Cannon Road, and right there where the gas station is, if you look right past the gas station, is the side of the apartment complex. And as we go through the parking lot, you will see where the traffic is. And there it is. As you can see, if it's just lots and lots of cars. Now, I have to say that this was during busy traffic. It was during when people were going home at night. So that accounts for a lot of the cars. But I'm thinking that probably during the time, we don't know what time, but anytime during that day, I still think it was probably very busy on that road. When you've got an H-E-B parking lot and a gas station, and there were smaller shops in that shopping mall on the other side of the H-E-B there, it's just constant traffic going in and out of there. So we're getting ready to go right, and we have to wait because of the traffic. All right, now we're driving past the apartment complex. I gotta get up there, and it's over there on the right-hand side. You see all the trees, and there it is. You can also see there is fencing around this complex. This is like some brick and metal fencing. And then right there, you can see the sign where it's at, and there is the apartment complex where you go into it. And they were coming up past that. You see, it's a pretty large complex. And we're going right. Now, I'm not sure where Heidi's apartment is in there. And you could see the people parking inside there. And all the apartments. The very beginning, there are apartments on top of each other, and over here they seem like they're more single apartments, one-story apartments. So we decided to turn around, and we're on, I believe, Armadillo at this time. Okay, so Armadillo Park is located on the west side of the apartment complex. And right now we've turned around, made a U-turn, so on the right-hand side is that Armadillo Park. And we're pulling in there. And it's on the left-hand side. There are houses over there. So we just drove right through the first time. And it goes back. You can't really tell how far back it goes, but it goes back. And then I thought it just kind of stopped there, but when we got out of the car later, it turned out that it went around the corner where you couldn't see anything from the road. So we're coming up here, and we've decided that we're just going to go around the block and come back around again. That right there is a church. And then we're right back to residential houses. All right, so we come back around. I think we're turning. I'm looking at the video while you guys are watching it too. And there we go. There's the map showing the way we went around the Armadillo Boulevard and come back around. And now we're getting ready to, on the left there is the apartment complex where most of the parking seems to be. And then here we are, inside the park. Right here is the apartment where Heidi lives. And then right here is this Armadillo Park. 10 to 5, it says. We can only assume that the police have come over here and looked around. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be many people here. Well, there's no one here. And then across the street, looks like it probably is somebody's property right over there. And then it's not really huge. Just a little park. I don't see anything for children to play on. It just seems to go right there at the end. The farthest point right there at the end of that fence. That's about it. And then it just goes that way. And this way. There's a little bench there. And then right across the street is those apartments. I wonder if people bring their dogs over here to walk. I don't know. I would think so. And there's the apartments right there. We're going to try to go back around and go and see what's across the street on the other street. We know what's across the street on the side here on Armadillo. So now we're going to go across the other way on that Williams Avenue and see what's across the street over there. So if you look towards the back there, you don't know it at the time, but it curves around, and I walked back there after I decided to put the camera back into the car and lock it up, and I walked towards the back there, and I surprised a couple people that were standing back there behind a tree. And then as time went by, more people started to show up. There were some people that were showing up with their dogs. And then there was just random people that were just getting out of the car, walking towards the back where the trees are, where you couldn't see from the road. And then they would come back out of the trees 3 to 5 minutes later. They weren't back there for very long, and they would come back. So I don't know what was going on back there. I don't know if they were running back there for the bathroom or running back there to smoke a cigarette. I don't know. I went back there, but I didn't walk any farther. I turned around and came back the other way. It just only makes sense that since it's so close to the apartment complex, you would just run across the street and take your dog there. So it makes me kind of wonder if maybe Heidi decided to take the dog over there that day. Well, I know that the dog was found locked up in the back patio. So I'm not sure about that, but she could have taken the dog over there. The dog may have had to go, and she decided to go across the street. And I'm wondering if there was somebody there watching her and decided to follow her back across the street, back to the apartment complex. I don't know. But I think it's very plausible that somebody could have been back in there and seen her walking with the dog, with the baby. But then again, you have to think, if they see her with the dog, I don't think that they would be thinking about going after her or going into the apartment because they would know the dog was in there. But I found that park very interesting, and the activity there very interesting, and the location. There you go, and you can see that you look straight back, you really can't see. And that's where everybody was going back behind all those trees back. They were all coming out from that one area there. In fact, you'll see a person walk out of there in a second. And that's the tree that was taking down all the branches. All right. That's the private property over on that side. That's the park on that side. And there is the apartment complex. So you would go left at this light to go in front of the apartment complex. We ended up going right towards the school, and that will be the next clip. But one thing I want to mention here is, if you can look there, I don't see any posters anywhere. I don't see any people there. I don't see any media there. I don't see any FBI there. Are they on the other side of the fence? I suppose they could be, but I don't see any activity there at all. I would think that there would be some posters around or something. I don't know if maybe because it's such a busy street, that's why it's not, but I don't think it has anything to do with it. I would think that there's some people walking around handing out posters. I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to be so quiet over there, so average day over there. I thought there would be something more. I don't know what I was expecting, but it just, you couldn't tell by going by that there was anybody that was missing from that apartment complex. So as we drive down the road by the school, we did the same route that Heidi took to go home. And it took us about, I say, less than 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes to go from the school back to the apartment complex. It was very busy on the road the whole time that we went. There was a lot of traffic. There was nothing, there was no secluded area there. We ended up at the main road on William Cannon and took a right there to go back past the apartment complex. And we were right on that William Canyon. You're right back with all that activity and on all those cars going up and down the street. Here we go. Here we go. But now you can see all the traffic. Once you get on this William Canyon Road, the traffic is unbelievable. Very, 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 very busy. We should have probably checked what time it was when we left. It's about 5:23. Yeah, it was about 5:23.
What, left the school?
Mm-hmm.
You said 5:23, I think.
Yeah, 5:23, and now it's 5:27. Man, I guess we'll just... Here we go. Goes the light. right there. I was gonna say, is that the same one?
Yep, that's
All right, so here's the
apartments
apartments here coming up on the left-hand side.
that
We'll go.
her and the baby were last seen at.
Yep. And I don't know where the particular apartment is. Club at Summer Valley. I have no idea. You can see. And then we went around to the other side we were at before is where the Armadillo Park is. Can you roll down your... Oh, we're leaving it, sorry. Bus stop there. All right, that's it. There's the HEB and the McDonald's. And we're out. But you can see that it's very busy. There's people coming and going from there all the time. So for her to leave that apartment without anybody seeing, that was a very, very small window that somebody had. But it gives you a different perspective, makes you think that maybe she did leave with somebody. I don't think anybody could have hurt her and then taken her out of that apartment without somebody seeing it, lifting her up, her body, and taking her out. I don't know how they could have done that. I don't know if they dragged her out. She certainly would have been screaming and hollering. I don't know if they grabbed the baby and said, if you say anything, then I'll hurt the baby. I suppose that's a possibility. It's like I said, you can go theory after theory after theory of what might have happened there. The fact that the dog I was heard, and I don't know this from the police yet, but the fact that the dog was put in the patio and the back so that he didn't have access to the living room area where they were. I don't know if that allowed somebody to knock on the door, and I don't know if somebody knocked on the door and she decided to put the dog away while she answered the door, and then she didn't have the dog for protection. I don't know if the dog was the type that wouldn't have done anything. I don't know, which makes me wonder if she did let somebody into the apartment, if she didn't know them. I don't know. I think if somebody had followed her back from the park and knocked on the door, that I don't think she would have opened the door. And most women, any woman just wouldn't randomly open the door, especially when you have a new baby and you're protecting that baby. If somebody's at the door, you're going to ask who it is. If you don't know who it is, I don't think you're going to open up the door. And also, there was no sight of any struggling or anything. So did somebody stop her before she went up the stairs? Well, no, her purse was there. Did she leave her purse and her money and everything at home except for her phone and then went over to the park? I think that's a possibility. If I was taking the dog for a quick walk, I don't think I would have taken my purse, and it's just one more thing to handle, and I don't think I would have taken the diaper bag either, because we're just going across the street really quickly with the dog and then we're coming back. Could she have walked over there without the dog? I think that's a possibility. Maybe she took the baby out and said, hey, let's go for a little bit of a walk. And she walked with the baby. Maybe she was carrying the baby and she walked across the street with the baby, wandered around the park for a few minutes, and something happened. And that's why everything, her purse and her baby bag, was left in the house, because she wasn't thinking she was going to be gone that long. She was just going to go for a few minutes, and she needed to have her hands free so she could carry the baby, and then something happened then. I don't know. But if you got any questions about this, please go ahead and put it in the comment section, or go to Facebook and you can leave a message there. You'll probably see people commenting on the Facebook page. I'll also post it there and also post it on the blog. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 views, so I'll be able to do live next time. So when I go out in a location to do something, I'll be able to do it live. You guys can see it right away. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.